Imagine it's 50,000 years ago. No walls, no doors, no locks. You're lying on the ground, trying to sleep, and somewhere out there, in the dark, something is watching you. Something with claws. Something with teeth. Something that sees perfectly in the dark, and you don't. This wasn't a nightmare. This was Tuesday night for ancient humans. Today we lock our doors, turn on lights, and the scariest thing outside is maybe a raccoon. But ancient humans? They shared their world with cave lions, giant hyenas, saber-toothed cats, and wolves the size of bears. Every single day. So how did they survive? How did soft, slow, clawless, fangless humans outlast all of them? The answer will completely change how you see yourself. First, let's understand what ancient humans were actually up against, because modern people completely underestimate this. Cave lions were 25% bigger than today's lions. Saber-toothed cats had teeth the size of kitchen knives. Giant hyenas could crush bones that even lions couldn't touch. And dire wolves hunted in massive packs. And ancient humans? No claws, no fangs. Couldn't run very fast, couldn't see in the dark. Babies that cried loudly at night. They were, on paper, the perfect prey. Scientists who study prehistoric predators call this the human paradox. How did the weakest large mammal on the planet become the last one standing? Here's what most people think. They think ancient humans survived because of spears and tools. And yes, tools helped. But that's not the real answer. The real secret weapon was something you use every single day without thinking about it. Language. Not complex language like today. But ancient humans developed the ability to communicate warnings, plans, and most importantly, they could say, "There is a lion behind that rock." Think about what that means. Every other animal on the planet can only react to danger they personally see. But ancient humans could warn each other, plan together, set traps together. This was absolutely revolutionary. No other animal on Earth could do this. Not even close. But language alone wasn't enough. Ancient humans did something else that changed everything. They refused to be alone. Lone ancient human versus a cave lion? The human loses. Every time. No question. But 20 ancient humans with spears, fire, and a plan? Suddenly, the cave lion has a problem. Anthropologists have found evidence that ancient human groups were incredibly coordinated. They assigned roles, some watched for predators while others slept. They created shifts, like a military operation, 50,000 years before the military existed. Children were kept in the middle of the group. Strongest members slept on the outside. Fires were kept burning all night, every night, without fail. This wasn't just survival, this was a system. And speaking of fire, let's talk about the most powerful weapon ancient humans ever discovered. Not the spear. Not the knife. Fire. Because here's something fascinating. Almost every large predator on Earth has one thing in common. They are all terrified of fire. Nobody taught them this fear. It's hardwired into their brain from millions of years of evolution. Fire means destruction. Fire means death. Fire means stay away. And ancient humans figured this out. A fire at night wasn't just warmth. It was a force field, an invisible wall that kept predators at a distance. Researchers have found fire pits at ancient human campsites going back 400,000 years. 400,000 years of humans saying, if we keep this burning, we survive the night. But sometimes fire wasn't enough. Sometimes a predator was desperate enough or hungry enough to attack anyway. And this is where ancient humans did something truly remarkable. They didn't just defend, they attacked. There is archaeological evidence of ancient humans actively hunting cave lions. Not because they needed the meat necessarily, but to eliminate the threat, to send a message to every other predator in the area. We are dangerous. This was a psychological war, and ancient humans were winning it. Over thousands of years, predators in areas with large human populations actually began avoiding humans completely. Not because humans were physically stronger, but because humans were unpredictable. Humans fought back. Humans were simply not worth the trouble. So here's the part nobody tells you. Ancient humans weren't just surviving predators. They were slowly becoming the apex predator themselves. By 30,000 years ago, large predators across Europe and Asia were declining rapidly. Scientists debate the exact reasons, but humans are a major factor. The soft, slow, clawless creature that should have been easy prey had flipped the entire food chain upside down. Not with claws, not with fangs, but with fire, language, teamwork, and the most dangerous weapon in the history of life on Earth, a brain that could plan, adapt, and never stop problem solving. So next time you feel small or weak or like the odds are completely against you, remember this. 50,000 years ago, your ancestors woke up every morning in a world full of monsters. No walls, no weapons, no guarantee of survival. And they didn't just survive, they won. If that's in your DNA, what exactly are you scared of? If this blew your mind, subscribe to Cave Think. Every week we explore the incredible, surprising, and sometimes dark world of ancient humans. And drop a comment below. Which predator do you think was the most terrifying? I'll reply to every single one.